as students. We often think of them as our colleagues. We think of them as our graduate assistants. We think of them as our friends. We think of them as our confidants, and then they're back to being our students. So it's an interesting role that they play. Many of our doctoral students have many years of experience, and then they come back and they take on this role of student, and it's like kind of weird. Like, how am I was like a normal person yesterday, now I'm a student role again. And they kind of live in this really interesting place of go forward but come back, and then go forward and come back. But they really are, in addition to our undergrads and our grads, really the future leaders of our organization. And David Sexton was one of those faculty members who really believed that doctoral students needed mentoring, needed guidance, needed support, needed a model of what a leader would be, and how to support them through that journey. It's oftentimes a very difficult journey indeed. All of my doctoral students in the audience know it's not an easy path. And it's a path that might start off like, oh, this is easy, I can take a few classes. And then all of a sudden it's like, what in the world was I thinking? And then the next thing you know, you have an assistant professor position offered to you, and you're receiving an award at DEC. So there's always a hope.
That's the way it goes.
Light at the end of the tunnel doesn't mean it's a car that's going to run you over. It's good. It's a wonderful journey to be on. So Ami Santos, another amazing leader and mentor, will introduce this year's recipient for the David Sexton Award, who will then speak and tell you a little bit about herself.
I thought I could expand this on my iPad, but it's not, so I have to wear my reading glasses. So anyway, since 1991, DEC has bestowed the Doctoral Student Award 19 times to some of our field's best and brightest, and who, over time, have lived up to and beyond their promise as the future of our field. Just a few of the names of past winners: Pat Snyder, Tweety Yates, Gail Joseph, Sharon Darling, Greg Cheatham, Amanda Quisenberry, and Brian Boyd. There's many other names, but those are the ones that I know. This year, DEC bestows for the 20th time the J. David Sexton Award to a very deserving doctoral student whose achievements to date embody the leadership qualities that David Sexton possessed and nurtured in others. In line with this year's conference theme of realizing the vision, Laurie Jeans, in who she is, what she has accomplished so far, and what she continues to do, gives us all a glimpse of a promising future for our field, and ultimately for the children with disabilities and their families. This is not going to be good for us. Laurie is a rare find for us at Illinois. She not only came to us with an extensive background in the field, but also had such rich life experiences that she used to take to her advantage to extend herself personally and professionally. Laurie has many qualities that distinguishes her from others, but if there's one quality that I could point to, I would have to say it's her disposition to learn, to push herself out of her comfort zone. And if you know Laurie, that's really something. As many of us here in this room know, the doctoral program shines a pretty harsh light on our vulnerabilities. What sets Laurie and others apart is their ability to face, acknowledge, and deal with those perceived and real weaknesses, and be able to move on with balance, humility, and confidence. Susan Fowler, in her support letter, noted that how Laurie has taken full advantage of all that our program offers, from the seemingly mundane tasks to the most demanding tasks that we have. And it is because of this attitude and disposition that I and other faculty have considered Laurie as among the top 5% we've worked with through the years. Just to give you an example, Laurie is on track to completing her doctoral program this school year. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, but even before she can officially add those 3 initials to her name, Laurie has built a vita that, as of today, lists 3 published empirical studies and a 4th one to be added soon, thanks to Glenn Dunlap, who sent us an email a few days ago. Laurie is also a co-author and a whole slew of manuscripts that are currently under review or in preparation. Laurie has 15 and counting presentations at national conferences, including DEC, CRI, AERA, SRCD, and other state conferences in Illinois and Iowa. Since starting her position at St. Ambrose this semester, Laurie has established the newest DEC subdivision in Iowa. She continues to serve as the managing editor for the YEC Journal, for which I will be eternally grateful. Laurie exemplifies many of the qualities that David believed are necessary to become a leader in our field. With students like Laurie, I am confident that we continue to step closer to realizing the vision we hold for our field and the children with disabilities and their families. Please help me in congratulating Laurie Jeans, this year's recipient of the prestigious J. David Sexton Doctoral.
Wow, it is a big group up here. It's kind of intimidating. Okay. This is indeed an honor. First of all, I'd like to thank the awards committee. I know that is a tough thing to do, to make choices and say, okay, we're going to pick one above all. So I really do appreciate that kind recognition. As a J. David Sexton Doctoral Award winner, I do join a whole raft of gifted doc students. And like you said, you know, when you see names like Pat Snyder and you're thinking, oh my goodness, can I follow his footsteps? So definitely it's my turn, but I'm a little bit scared about that. As Sandra Samuel said in her keynote, we all need someone to hold our belief in their 2 hands. My husband Dan's been my belief holder for a long time, 35 years actually, and I was a teen bride. For real, I really was.
She really was.
But I think that, you know, very early on, Christy says, go to her for some advice. Well, here's my first piece of advice. Guys, find a partner who will hold your belief always. All right, that's important. When I came to the University of Illinois as a master's student, I had to pinch myself and say, yes, someone is willing to pay for you to go back to graduate school, and they'll pay for that? And it's something you really get great joy from. So, you know, prep grants, please, let's keep those preparation grants flowing, definitely. I learned the practice of early intervention and how to effectively partner with parents, all through the careful guidance of the faculty at Illinois. Can't say enough kindness. You know, from Dr. Mary Elaine Hughes saying, yes, you do have to crawl on the floor to get parents down to that level. You know, she made the point. And Dr. Susan Fowler saying, so, you know all about early intervention, but where do the kids go next? So, second piece of advice, listen to your mentors. Their words are priceless. I've been blessed to have colleagues who believed in me. Dr. Sally Beneke brought me to St. Ambrose in Iowa, and she saw in me that early intervention piece that was missing from the early childhood program. So my third bit of advice is take a leap. Do something new. Trust your friends and your colleagues will be there to catch you. Next, my 4 children have taught me that a good sense of humor is necessary when you're working with all children. So laugh and laugh a lot. It'll help you when making new friends and colleagues like I have in my new home in Iowa. And finally, I saved the best for last. My biggest thank you has to go to my advisor, my mentor, my friend, Dr. Ami Santos. So, doc students, here's that 5th piece of advice. Choose your advisor wisely. Make it someone who will hold your belief for a while, because you will need it. Find someone who pushes, but pauses when needed. Find someone who gently tells you you've written too much by saying, let's cut this and put it in another document. Not nicer than the big X. Okay, so this is certainly, you need someone who shares your vision. In my case, my belief of families of the little ones with disability and delays are the highest priority. So I've ridden your coattails on me, and I thank you for the ride. Folks, you asked, what's our thought? What do we believe, and where are we going? I'm telling you, the collaborative spirit is here. The collaborative spirit's alive and well in early childhood special ed. Not only that, as I've often told my students, us in early childhood, yep, we're pretty good at sharing. So, thank you.